Hello, dear Asia Pacific One, dear blessed family members. I'm giving you a different message today because I'm in Thailand, I'm out of quarantine, I've finally touched the beautiful soil of this land, and I thought, I don't want to be in the studio today. I should share a message with you outside. I'm surrounded by beauty, by incredible trees, this wonderful resort of Chuchat who invited us to stay for a night. I really encourage all of you to visit here. I want to give you a simple message today. First of all, how are you? I hope you are well. I hope your families are well, your parents, your children, your loved ones. I want to talk briefly again about Cheonbo, because many of you have signed up, have pre-registered for the Cheonbo Challenge. And soon we're going to be opening up official registration. But I encourage more of you to sign up even for the pre-registration now. We have many single people that have signed up. We have many second generation that have asked if they can do it. And of course, couples who are perhaps already active in tribal messiahship, and also couples who haven't yet really started their tribal messiahship. All are welcome, all are welcome. And I want to just remind you and describe for you the process that we go through the Cheonbo Challenge. We, of course, have been given the blessing of multiplying the blessing, sharing true parents, sharing the blessing, sharing the teachings with the whole world, at least 1/3 of the planet, right, by 2027. At the same time, when we think about multiplying the blessing is not just the act of giving the holy wine or the 40-day and the 3-day. It's not just the act of sharing the education. Multiplying the blessing is, you're actually the blessing in a sense. True parents have given us the blessing, meaning in a sense, we are true parents' fruit. Yeah, we are true parents' fruit. So our relationship as a couple, our relationship with our children, with our parents, our culture within the family. Don't worry, none of us are perfect. But, we've been given this blessing to experience the blessing. And in order to fully experience the blessing, we must surely multiply. If we stop it just at our family level, actually we will be blocked from even experiencing the blessing we have been given. So this is somehow the nature of the thing. So the way I explain it is simple. God gave the 3 great blessings already to all of us. But because we went off track, human history has been the course of returning to our original purpose. We're each of us returning to the original design of who we were meant to be. So in that sense, when we give the blessing, we're not just doing the restoration part. We should be people who are actively pursuing happiness and fulfillment within the first blessing, to be healthy spiritually and physically. We were born as God's children, Heavenly Parents' children. We have the capacity to become happy, to become realized as individuals. But part of the environment that we need as individuals to become happy is the family. That's why we're born into the family and we're raised up to want to build our own family. So this process is a process for the individual and the family. And then we learn how to steward our environment, right? We have these 3 great blessings given to us already. Those were never taken away. So we still need to fulfill those and multiply by sharing the blessing with others. So this is the work that we're doing in the Cheonbo Challenge. Every week we're asking one another, how are you doing in your own life of faith, in your own relationship with Heavenly Parent? How are you doing in your own relationship with your spouse, with your parents, with your children? What can we improve this week to become even more happy in this realm. And we listen to one another every week, and we break through new levels, new areas. And then what can we do to better take care of our environment, to better become heavenly stewards of our environment? All of these things exist within Cheonbo, because Cheonbo means heavenly treasures. Heavenly treasure, Cheonbo, is not just somebody that blessed 430 or 43, no, but also we are people who are becoming the very thing that we're promoting. Yeah? Yes. Yes. So that's just what I want to share with you. I really want as many blessed families as possible to participate together in the Cheonbo challenge. And this won't be the last time. We'll do it again. But I'm going to be personally involved in this next one again. And I want to, listen to you. And I want to support you and guide. And not just from my understanding, but we guide one another. We guide one another because we can hear from those who have breakthroughs in the first blessing, second blessing, third blessing, and HTM, Cheonbo activity. So we can really help one another and learn from one another. So do you want to be inspired about, becoming a person, better physical and spiritual health? Do you want to be inspired? Do you want to grow in your relationship with your spouse, in your relationship with your children? Do you want to be inspired about how to better take care of your household or your business environment or your education? Do you want to then also, on top of that foundation, multiply the blessing that your parents have given us? Yes, if you're that kind of person, then, Cheonbo Challenge is good for you. And I've had a lot of conversations over the last couple of days here in Thailand with some of our members about Cheonbo. And, I realize everybody has their experience and they have their idea. What are we doing, guys? What are we actually doing? It makes me think of a tree. So you have the seed of a tree. Like, here we go. I think this is a seed of a tree, or part of a seed of a tree. Within this seed, the tree is already designed. Its original shape, its original purpose, its functionality, everything is already determined within this seed. And then in the right environment, put in the soil with sun and water, it will grow into that original shape. That was designed by Heavenly Parent, right? The gardener just supplies the right environment, and this seed will grow to become that tree. If you think of human beings, we're the same. The only difference is we also have a responsibility to grow. But we can't choose our own principle. We can't choose our own principle. We grow according, even though we choose it, we still grow according to the principle. And so when we think about witnessing, when we think about tribal messiahship, when we think about Cheonbo, we hear so many different realities. For example, in this country we can't do it this way because, or we have to be careful about this because of this issue, or because of this religious concept, or because of this political factor, or because of this situation, that situation. And I understand all of these various circumstances. We have to understand those circumstances, right? If you're the gardener and you're taking care of the tree, you need to know if you're in a dry land or very moist land, is it long summer or short summer? All of these things play a role. But ultimately, the people that we're witnessing to, the people that we are trying to cultivate their original growth, their perfection was already designed. Their original shape and purpose was already designed by Heavenly Parent. We can't alter that. They're Buddhist, or they're Christian, or they're atheist, or they're this way or that way. Well, it doesn't actually matter. Those things are certain environmental circumstances around their spirit, perhaps. but their original shape, their original purpose and value was already designed. And our responsibility is the same, to invite them, to welcome them to become their original shape. So when I think about witnessing, you know, True Mother is asking us to become heavenly treasures. Cheonbo means become heavenly treasures. Who doesn't want to be heavenly treasure? We all want to be heavenly treasure. Do you even know what that means? I mean, just imagine being, you know, fully happy and healthy and a beautiful family environment, and, you know, even externally, you know, wealthy and, you know, really orderly and clean and beautiful. Mother wants us to be beautiful, internally and externally. Mother wants us to be happy, joyful. This is not an indemnity course. Yeah, there's many challenging things. There's a lot of hard work to do. I'm sweating right now just trying to make this message in the beautiful humid weather of Thailand. There's still sweat that's going to happen. But what I'm saying simply is, Mother wants the world to know that Heavenly Parent exists, and Heavenly Parent is inviting us to the table, inviting us to the banquet. Everybody's invited. And even if they have concepts, if the people that we're witnessing to have concepts, that's their responsibility. But what I'm asking you to do is not put your concepts also in between them and true parents. Don't put your concepts in between them and their original shape. It's their responsibility. I'm not saying we push people around, no. But lovingly, joyfully, excitedly, let us invite people to the party. But first we have to make sure we're having a party. So, the pursuit of becoming heavenly treasure, the pursuit of Cheonbo should, even though there will be challenges, and there should be something that's joyful. And let us go forward together joyfully. Let us sign up and do this together joyfully and learn from one another joyfully. There will be laughter, there will be tears, there will be, you know, broken concepts that we didn't even know we had. But I believe if we go together to respond to what True Mother is asking us to do, you know, Cheonbo means your heavenly treasure, means you really are the one who will determine how to do it in your environment, in your nation, in your village, in your town, in your city. And it might not work at the beginning, or it might work. It's okay. We're going to advance together on the foundation that already exists. Let us work together to become heavenly treasures. God has already designed a way for each and every one of us and the people we're witnessing to. We will discover that way as we unite with True Mother's heart, as we just do our best in advance. I believe Heavenly Parent will guide us and bless us, and we will learn more and more from one another as we go. So this is really just a greeting video. We're coming up soon to the deadline for registration for Cheonbo Challenge. So I'm not giving a message on Mother's book today, but I ask you this week to really think about these things. If you could improve your life as an individual, what do you think you would do this year to become a person who's more in tune with Heavenly Parent, more spiritually healthy, and more physically healthy? What would you like, let's say by the end of this year, you've still got another, 6 months. How would you like to feel spiritually, and how would you like to feel physically? I want you guys to discuss that this week. Also, when you consider, if you're married, when you consider your spouse, or you consider your relationship with your children, or your parents, or your brothers and sisters, what kind of relationships would you like to have with them by the end of this year? What would you do over the next 6 months to develop a deeper relationship with your spouse, or with your parent, or with your children, with your siblings? And when you pray on that, who comes to mind? Who is it? You know, God can tell you. Heavenly Parent can tell you right now as you're watching this message or as you meditate on it this week. Who in your family, this month or the next 3 months, the next 6 months, who in your family is Heavenly Parent really guiding you to deepen your relationship with? In other words, if you invest into that relationship, everything else is just going to be better. Is it your spouse? Is it your children? Is it your parents, your siblings? And what are you inspired to do this year that will really improve that relationship, that you have control over, that you can do, that you can change about yourself, that you know will make that relationship even more joyful? Third question. What would you like to achieve in the realm of your heavenly stewardship by the end of this year? For example, maybe you're studying, or you're building a business, or you're working for somebody, or you're leading a community, or leading a church, or you're thinking about your house. Maybe you're building your house, you're living in an apartment, you're living in a room. Maybe you need to clean the basement. Maybe you want to clean the environment. Maybe you need to fix your garden. All kind of things are in the environment of your third blessing, your heavenly stewardship. All of these things exist. Think of what True Mother's doing. She's literally building the physical manifestation of Heavenly Kingdom at Cheonbo. If you go there, you can see what Mother's thinking. How to make your environment beautiful. How to learn how to, you're studying. Your studies all fall into this realm of creating personal and professional abilities to dominate your environment with love. Heavenly stewardship. So what is it that God is putting, what is Heavenly Parent inspiring you to improve this year in that area? What would you like to achieve by the end of the year? That's the third question I want you to meditate on this week. And finally, imagine being a person who's spiritually and physically, growing, a person who is developing your relationships with your spouse, with your children, with your family, your parents. A person who is starting to really see the results of your external environment going up. You cleaned the basement or you painted the kitchen, whatever it is, it's getting better. And then that you're investing in those realms. Okay, now who comes to mind? Your neighbor, your teacher, your student, your friend, your colleague. Who are the people that come to mind? People that you've blessed or you've witnessed to before, you've invited them to something but you didn't follow up. People who you would, who comes to mind? Who are the people that come to mind that you want to invest in? You want to maybe share True Mother's autobiography with. You want to bless them. You want to invite them to PeaceNet, or you want to invite them to Sunday worship, or you want to invite them to Rally of Hope, or you want to go and visit their home and share with them your testimony of how your life is getting better, of how your life already became better. These are the kinds of things we can be doing. It's so fun. We can do a little bit better each week. We can do. These are the 4 questions I have. First, second, and third blessing, and then finally the 4th one is, who are the people that you want to share the blessing with, and what will you do about it? This week, what will you do about it? This year, what goal is Heavenly Parent giving you? If you're inspired by these kind of questions, and this week through PeaceNet every day, please think about it. Just one thing at a time. And if you can think this way, then you're ready for the Cheonbo challenge, because these are the types of things we're not only asking once or twice, but really joyfully pursue this kind of happiness, brothers and sisters. Listen, I just want to keep it short for now. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Sunday. Have a wonderful week. We're going to continue receiving Mother's love through her life story, through the autobiography. But Mother wants us to challenge these kinds of areas, to apply the lessons that we learn from Mother's life, to my couple's relationship, to my parent-child relationship, to my to my stewardship, my heavenly environment, and to my Cheonbo. Everything is connected. Everything comes there. That's a Cheonbo. Building heaven in my own family and multiplying it in my community. That's what we're going to do. Okay? God bless you. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Adieu. Adieu.